Yeah, Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. Another late winner in a Liverpool game. And I can say unequivocally, without doubt, I far, far prefer it the other way. This feels rubbish. This is how everyone's felt this season playing against us, and I can understand how annoying it is. Liverpool aren't good enough, I don't think, to deserve to win that football match. I think first half, utterly dreadful. Totally, utterly dreadful. Completely all at sea. Tactically, the manager got it. I think he just got it 100% wrong. Because Palace are a threat. Palace are going to cause you problems because Mateta's a massive handful. Sarr's a good player. Wharton's obviously really good as well. Munoz is brilliant as a flying fullback / wing back as well. They're a team that can hear you. They are, and they've got a really good manager as well. So they're going to cause you problems because of the way they set up. They defend deep, they get numbers back, but they can hurt you on the counter and from set pieces. So you can't afford to kind of switch off to that. So I think tactically, that's always something you've got to be aware of. I'm not really sure how you stop that from being a thing unless you decide to completely concede possession and defend deep yourself, which we're not going to do. So what you've got to do is find a way to be a threat at the other end while not totally leaving yourself exposed going the other way. And that, we've seen that happen a number of times this season. It had at times the first half felt a little bit like the Burnley game, except that Crystal Palace were actually offering it. Crystal Palace wanted to win the football match, so they were giving us issues to contend with down the other end of the pitch. But Liverpool, the decision to kind of play Florian Wirtz as a free roaming footballer was just not the right thing to do. Obviously, Slot took decisive action at half-time by changing it and bringing Gakpo on, which was a good move. I did feel a bit sorry for Bradley because I thought he was having a half-decent game. One of the few who was kind of playing okay in that first half, but fine. Szoboszlai to full-back and Gakpo on the left, and all of a sudden, their tightly compacted side just had to spread out a little bit more and we had more room to play. And then Florian Wirtz, who I felt just so sorry for, he just couldn't impact the game at all. He's receiving the football on the front foot, driving with it, with passes to pick, players, runners, doing the things in the areas of the pitch that you want him in. And he looked so much more of a threat, nearly scores as well, 6 inches either side, and he's a goal scorer there. So kind of unfortunate, but yeah, much improved from him. The big question kind of is like, so I've been doing these analysis ratings throughout the season. I have to rate Slot every game. Has Slot managed well this season or not? Because it's weird, because I can think of loads of moments where substitutions that he's made and tactical changes that he's made have improved Liverpool, but also you don't have to make those changes if you get it right from the start. And there have obviously been games where we've started well, but have we started enough games well? And look, maybe I'm just feeling a bit bitter and jaded because I just had to watch that big pile of steaming turd in the first half and then get dead excited and then have it robbed away from me. So yeah, I'm not feeling super happy with everything at the moment, but it is an interesting thing. I'm not sure. I've never really had to rate managers on a week-to-week kind of basis, so I don't really have a kind of real barometer for it really, and you never really truly know what it is a manager's doing, and when it's the players who go out there and get the assists and score the goals. But it doesn't feel like our players are great at figuring it out themselves. It feels like they do need his intervention. Is that a sign of the manager being good? I really don't know. I thought it was an interesting discussion point. Let me know in the comments below. I'm not looking to slaughter him or anything. It feels like we kind of have to do a lot of. It's like being in a sprint and having a bad start. You're constantly kind of fighting against yourself to get yourself back out in front. Is a general sense of it this season, anyway. And look, I've said it before. If you're not great and you're not dominating football matches, and you're leaving yourself in the situation where you need late winners, eventually you run out of time. Now, it looked like, obviously, in grabbing the equaliser through Federico Chiesa, that we turned it round. We were much better in the second half after the changes, far more threatening. Actually, it was fun and enjoyable to watch Liverpool, which is my general bar for whether, how I rate whether Liverpool were good or not, is whether I actually enjoyed watching them play. I think it's the minimum you can ask for as a fan of Liverpool, FC, is to actually enjoy the footy. And I did. I enjoyed it much more in the second half. You get the equaliser and it doesn't get ruled off for handball from Mo Salah, and you're like, cool. maybe we can grab a late one because we've been doing that. When that doesn't materialise, just defend. Just be a bit more aggressive in your defending and see it out. And we don't. And it's the fact that it's Nketiah who scores in the all-round balance of it. It's a really good finish, by the way. It's obviously marginal offside call as well that goes in their favour. He misses an absolute clear-cut free-header dead central. And if he scores that and we lose, then I think there's a wider inquest into Liverpool. And there should be. And if they score any of the really, really good chances that they spend at any point during that football match, there is a bit more of an inquest. And I weirdly feel a little better about it, but to have gotten yourself back in, to have that point, and you can come away and go, okay, well, 5 wins and a draw from the opening 6 games, that's a really good start to the season, absolutely fine. And instead, you've now got a defeat because ultimately you couldn't defend one last sort of set piece. Feels like a bit more of a kick in the teeth, weirdly. That I don't know whether that makes sense, but yeah, let me know again what your thoughts on that in the comments, really. So yeah, one of frustration, annoyance, and disappointment. Liverpool just didn't really kind of get going. It is encouraging to see Wirtz and Isak playing together. I'd like to see more of that, and hopefully we will do, and we certainly will do in the coming weeks. But Slot's got a real issue on his hands, and the issue he's got is that Szoboszlai makes our team tick. And I thought he had another quite good game again today. Gravenberch makes our team tick, but Alexis McAllister's absolutely amazing. But you've bought Florian Wirtz. Where do you put him? Because I don't think on the left-hand side thing works. I just don't think he wants to be out there. I think he naturally wants to drift inside. Gakpo's not in great form, but at least functionally it works better when he's out there. And obviously Rio can do some damage out there. But you've got an issue right now where there's basically 3 midfield slots up for grabs, and there's 4 lads that he wants to play, and he's making changes to the team, and it doesn't feel like we've clicked right now. And this is the problem with buying 10s. Is 10s are the biggest enigmas in football. I've seen it happen time and time again where you go, right, the 10, and teams that play with 10s always seem to just, it never seems to quite work. Because you've got to find other people to do the work. And yeah, the left-hand side didn't work in the first half. It worked loads better, but in doing so, you're taking Conor Bradley out of the game, and obviously you're kicking, therefore, Jeremy Frimpong down to 3rd choice right back. It's a conundrum the manager needs to get his head round in the coming weeks. But look, you're not going to win them all. Liverpool could well have done a smash and grab and come away with something. They didn't. We were shit out of luck, but we've had plenty of luck so far this season. So, yeah, maybe it's one of them that eventually comes around to you. What goes around comes around, and we have to take our licks this time around. Anyway, who was the best player for Liverpool? Was it just Alisson? Was it... Chris said Federico Chiesa. Yeah, let me know that in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And yeah, anyway, just otherwise, don't watch any Liverpool content. Go into lockdown until the Champions League is back this week. Nice one.